The aliens have responded to the alien antenna video that I put up just earlier this month, actually. Got a lot of really good feedback on that. I love talking about HOAs and how much they suck. So Frank, Golf 1 Hotel Quebec, is the ham radio operator in the UK who this story was originally about. He saw the video and emailed me more details. We're going to talk about it right now. This is a story out of the United Kingdom about a guy who has some antennas on his house, and he was told by his, they don't really call it an HOA, they call it some sort of land council or neighborhood council, something like that. Kind of acts, you know, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, I don't really care what they're called. So Frank emailed me after seeing my story. I mean, his story was in the national, it was on a national website. And I just kind of took it and ran with it. And he emailed me. He's like, dude, this was awesome. Thank you very much. I'm going to show you the letter that he sent me. So the first thing, so this is a direct email. I'm not going to share his email address or his contact info or anything like that. But his call sign is Golf 1 Hotel Quebec. He says, thanks for the support from you and all of your viewers. I'm gobsmacked and really appreciate it. I'm gonna have to ask Callum. Is that a UK term? I don't know what gobsmacked is, but it's fun though. He seems like a lighthearted dude, so that's cool. I'll be sending you my final response to my appeal, which he attached to this email. Take a look and air it. I don't mind at all. Good, because that's what we're gonna do. Check my QRZ page at Golf 1 Hotel Quebec, and you'll see that I don't have a rear garden. Backyard, I think, is what rear garden is. Backyard. So I've put up what I can where it works. The complainer, the person who is complaining about these antennas, these alien antennas on his property, is not a very nice individual. He's merely our local bully boy. He complains about everyone and everything. Okay, so, yeah. So they got a dude named Karen in that neighborhood, I guess. Keep up the good work. I will definitely watch more and hope to learn from you guys. Thanks, Frank, Golf 1 Hotel Quebec. So great. Awesome. Well, thank you, Frank, for allowing me for sending me more information to put up about this article. It was a very interesting story. It is a story that happens too often around the world, not just in the UK. Okay, I had several of you email me stories about HOA madness inside the United States after my alien antenna video went up. So I'll be looking forward to making more videos about that. Please, if you have an HOA horror story, please send it to me. Okay? Please send me your HOA horror story. Specifically dealing with amateur radio. Okay? We can all tell HOA horror stories about them coming knocking on your door and saying the paint on your fence is the wrong color or some stupid crap like that. But specifically dealing with amateur radio, ham radio antennas, or stuff you've put up at your house. Who has a hex beam that's pissed someone off? Put a comment below or email me. I'd like to hear that story. So Frank sent me a printout. Well, he sent me a Word document of everything he had sent to this council, and he had apparently gone and gotten some quotes from a couple of what it looks like is boilers, heating and air conditioning systems, power flushing services, and plumbers to do certain work. And I don't know, to kind of make his case in point, I guess. So this is just what he wrote me. I don't understand how the exact restrictions in his area, in his town, city, state, in that country, I don't understand exactly how they work. But you and I have we either have felt that pain or we know someone who's felt that pain. Kind of the same thing. Really doesn't matter where you are. Someone else that doesn't own your property is telling you what you can and can't do with your own property, which is stupid. It's just people being nosy and not minding their own business. So here's what he says right here. This is Frank's response to the latest request to take his antennas down. In response to an enforcement notice, there are a few inaccurate facts. And then he lists like 14 of them. He lists 14 things. This is pretty well articulated, really. First, the 3 poles on the north flank wall, the flat is facing... The flat is north-facing. The apartment is north-facing. There's 1 pole that has weather station on it and 3 poles including TV antenna on the east wall. The 2 poles that are freestanding in the car park are stated freestanding, then freestanding does not require planning, ? Okay, so they're freestanding. They're not attached to the structure. Okay, I got it. The drawing of the car park is not accurate as it shows it's smaller than what it actually is according to our land registry. If this is stated, then pole 1 is outside the land we own, ? So he's like, okay, so the survey drawing that they sent him is inaccurate, according to what Frank said. Fourth, the second pole mounted on the carport is indeed my neighbor's car parking spot with his permission, so is it the intention to put an enforcement notice on him also? That sounds like something I would say. That's awesome. I've asked how many individual complaints in total. Is this from one person? The IPA, probably not beer, I don't know what IPA means in this instance, have also stated all materials are to be removed from the site. Is this now a new law, what one can or cannot store on one's own property? Very good question. Yeah, so they're telling him what he can't have laying down in the driveway or stored on his own property? Give me a break. I have now been on the local paper 3 times, and the latest named, address, and photo has not gone viral with 19,000 views in 4 days and shows the amount of support from around the world. Ooh, I think he's talking about us. I don't know. We're not the local newspaper, but but there was about 19,000 views on my original alien antenna video when he sent me this email. It's more than that now. Huh. I wonder if he's talking about me. I don't know. He's talking about you guys all watching this. It's not anything I did. I'm just passing along information. 7th, is it not a criminal thing to put up antennas on one's own property, but I'm being hounded and treated like one with a fine of up to 20,000 pounds, but someone driving without a license and under the influence of drugs and driving a car without insurance gets a road tax of 308 pounds and putting lives at risk? That seems backwards. An extension can be built without planning consent of a percentage of the floor space. That's a permanent structure. Antennas are not for when a person dies, moves, or indeed stops the hobby. They are fully removed. Yeah, so they're removable, in other words. On a previous visit from the IPA, they even insisted that the weather station pole to be removed. No mention of this in this notice, okay? Also, on a previous visit from the IPA, I had copper wire antenna strung level with the fascia board, front to rear. This could not be seen unless it was you were directly looking up, so you needed to be on the property to even see it. That was also told, he was also told to remove that. So he has an antenna, a wire antenna on his structure that you can't see until you walk onto the property, which if you're not invited is trespassing. But he was told to remove that anyway. That's really pushing the limits right there. Speaking of wire antennas, this video is brought to you today by LDG Electronics. LDG will have a 20% off sale at the Gigaparts booth, all during Dayton Hamvention. So special thanks to LDG and to Gigaparts for sponsoring this channel. Be sure to check out the LDG booth. I'm going to be there myself doing some interviews with them, with Mezzi and Plomy, with Gigaparts themselves, and with several other things. You're going to see some cool new LDG stuff at the Gigaparts table this weekend. So if you're in the market for an antenna tuner, you need to tune your copper wire that you're hiding from your HOA. Come by the LDG booth inside of the Gigaparts booth and save a 20% discount. Thank you, LDG, for supporting this channel. The antennas are referred to as alien, ? Well, so are mobile phones' masts and put up a lot higher than mine, and they are with relaxed planning. Which I think what he means with that is that there's less restrictions on putting up a cell phone antenna or a TV antenna than there is on ham radio antennas. Referred to not in keeping with the local area, so the big question is, where would they be in keeping in an area? In the interest of public, should not be fully removed. Why are they dangerously installed and may cause harm to someone? I don't know, the wording on that is a little bit strange, but I don't know, maybe I'm reading it wrong. 14th and final point. I can and will, if forced to do so, obtain a built telescopic mast on a trailer that will be freestanding. I love this. This is awesome. So he's saying if he's forced to do so, he can get a crank-up tower trailer. A telescopic mast on a trailer that will be freestanding and have this in the parking spot of the driveway and will be classed as a plant and will not need permission. But then one of my cars will have to be kept on the road to take up space, making it difficult for my neighbors to park, affecting them, and I do not wish to do this. At the end of the day, surely common sense should prevail. So in other words, if you make me take all my antennas off the house, I'll get a trailer tower and put it in the driveway and crank that up. Because it's not attached to the house anymore, so it wouldn't fall into the restrictions of this stuff that he's being cited on, supposedly. I also have included in my original statement the 19 signature petition showing that my neighbors are in full support to me in this case. He's got 14 points, and that last one is awesome. It's like, okay, so if you make me take all my stuff down, I'm just going to put a tower trailer in the driveway and crank it up when I want to use it. That's probably a lot more dangerous of falling on people if the wind picks up or something like that, because guess what? That trailer, while tower trailers are built to withstand a certain amount of wind, they're not as heavy as a home structure, so you don't have the anchorage, the anchoring, the grounding on it that you would on, bolting an antenna to your home. Frank, thank you once again for this information. Wow, what a situation. I think you're handling it very well. I think Frank is doing a fantastic job at handling this situation and just thinking that, hey, I could do it this way, it's easier, or if you don't let me do it this way on my own property, because your comments make no sense, your citations make no sense, I'll just do it this other way, and there's no law against that, but that way's kind of dumb. So he's going to have radio antennas up anyway. Might as well just let him put stuff on his own house the way he should have been allowed to in the first place.